What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and in today's video we're going to be learning how to create seamless mask transitions. Now, to create a mask transition, you do have to have something completely covering up the screen at one point in time in your clip, so it is something to keep in mind. You probably should pre-plan before you go out and shoot. Otherwise, it might not work as well as it should do. We'll be working in After Effects today, so if you have After Effects, we're good to go. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into the computer and learn how to create a seamless mask transition. Okay, so once you're in After Effects, the first thing you want to do is import your clips. I've already gone ahead and done this. I've got a few clips here that I shot specifically for this video. They're nothing special, just some pans from left to right with something blocking the frame at some point that we can use with the mask transition. So you want to go ahead and cut up your clips in Premiere and bring them into After Effects, or you can do it entirely in After Effects like I've done here. You just want to make sure that you're cutting your clips roughly a frame after the frame blocking object in your scene has disappeared. Anyway guys, let's have a quick look at what we're working with today. And there we go, guys. Like I said, nothing special, but these are going to work perfectly well for our example today. So you might have noticed that I've already done some speed ramping on my clips, and I've also added warp stabilization to each of them to smooth them out a little bit. These are things you want to do before you start making your mask transition, just to save yourself any hassle later on with timings and your mask. It just works a lot easier this way. So again, you can do this in Premiere Pro if you feel more comfortable. I just prefer doing my speed ramping in After Effects because you get more control over your keyframes and you can just smooth it out a little bit more than you can in Premiere. Also, you can create this whole mask transition effect exactly the same way in Premiere Pro. I just think that the masking in Premiere is quite clunky and bad, so I think it works a little bit better in After Effects, so that's why I'm using After Effects today. But you can use all of these techniques you're going to learn in this video and apply them in Premiere Pro. But anyway guys, I'm going to stop yabbing on now, I'm going to stop talking and let's get straight into the effect on our first clip. So I'm going to select our first clip here. We're going to make sure we've got our pen tool selected at the top of the screen. We're going to zoom in a little bit on our timeline, and we're going to make sure we've got whatever object we're going to be masking out in the center of our frame. So I'm going to be using this edge of this wall here. We're going to hold space and click and drag around to move around our screen and use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out when we need to. And we're just going to zoom in here and start drawing a mask. Make sure we got our clip selected, and we're just going to start drawing a mask on this edge of this wall. There we go. You don't have to be too accurate. I do like to be fairly accurate though, just for my own peace of mind. There we go. Bring it back in. This probably isn't the best example because of all this ivy covering up the wall. You kind of want something that's not going to be obstructed, but hopefully it'll work alright regardless. So we're going to hold shift, make a straight line, and there we go, close off our mask. Now if we make sure our first clip is selected, press M on the keyboard for mask. We're going to change it from add to none for now, and then we're going to bring the drop down menu down, make a keyframe on mask path by clicking at the stopwatch button, and then we're just going to use the page up and page down keys on our keyboard to go forwards and back a frame and start moving our mask with the image. So we're going to go back to our selection tool, we're going to click and drag, just select these points here. We're going to go back a frame, we're going to move this over, maybe zoom in so we can do this a bit more accurately. Oh, I just deselected that. Okay, so let's bring that down like that. Okay, looks good. Move back another frame, we're just going to bring it off screen here. We're going to go back to where we were, move forward a frame, bring it over like this. In your example, you might need to change some of the points, but in mine, I think it's going to work perfectly fine. Even if I cut off a little bit of the wall there, it's still going to work fine. So if you do need to move any of your points, go ahead and do that. It won't be any different to what I'm showing you. And there we go, just going to keep moving forward, keep moving the mask, and one more. There we go. So as you can see, our mask is following the edge of the wall there. All we're going to do now is change it back from none to add, and we're going to add a little bit of feathering to the mask. This is completely up to you how much you want to add. You can go completely overboard with it, go to like 100 or more. I prefer doing around 5. I like keeping it relatively of a hard edge, but just smoothing it out a little bit. And then if you go back here, you can see we've already got our masking effect going on. So all we need to do now is add the second clip underneath that's going to be revealed. So we're going to go back to our first keyframe here. We're going to select our second clip, make sure it's underneath your first clip, and we're just going to press the left bracket key here, and that's going to bring it back to where our cursor is. And there we go. So if I play through this now, you'll see we've got our first mask transition going on. Very nice. Actually worked relatively okay because of the motion blur. You don't really notice all this ivy being cut off. But there we go, guys. That is pretty much it for a mask transition. I'm not going to go and show you the same thing again for these ones. I'm just going to speed up this section, and then I'll come back and I'll show you this one at the end really quickly as it's doing it the opposite way, but it's pretty much the same thing. So I will see you guys in a second. And there we go, guys. I've got that second one done now. So if we quickly play through this, this is what we're looking at so far. Got that first one going. We got the second one going. And now this third one we're going to do on top of our clip instead of below. So I'm going to quickly show you how this one's going to work right now. So we're going to be using this edge of the tree. We're going to zoom out. We're going to use our rectangle tool this time. We're going to click, drag, make a mask, making sure we've got the right clip selected. We're going to then slightly alter this mask so it fits the line. Something like that will do. There we go. Going to press M with the clip selected, change that to none. We're then going to make a keyframe, go forward a frame, bring that over, go forward another frame, bring that off the screen. Same thing again. Oh, actually, didn't quite drag that far enough. There we go. Pretty much the same thing again this time. However, it's going in the opposite direction. So this is going to come across our clip this time. This is more of a frame blocking method of using this transition. So there we go, just like that. Put it back to this time subtract. And then we're going to add a little bit more feathering than we did last time, just to fit with the blurriness of the edge of the tree. And then that's pretty much it. So let's find a good spot to bring this back to. Probably around here's good. There we go. See how that looks. Oh, maybe a bit further than that. Maybe at 9. Let's try it there. Yeah, that looks good to me. And there we go, guys. That's our 3 seamless mask transitions completed. They work really nicely to bring the 4 clips together, and I think they've turned out pretty well considering how fast I rushed these clips and how unplanned they were. I think they turned out alright. So we can take this one step further really quickly now, just by creating a new adjustment layer. We're going to add some blur to this. Let's do Gaussian blur. We're going to check repeat edge pixels, change it to horizontal. We're then going to trim this down so it's the same size as our little transition here. There we go. We're going to go to the beginning, make a keyframe, go to the middle, around there, make another keyframe, let's put it up to 30, and then we'll go to the end, bring it back down to 0, and then if I play through that now, it's a very, very subtle blurring effect that just helps hide that mask in between the cuts. So I can go ahead and just duplicate this throughout my project and just put it over all of my different transitions here. Just slightly alter it so it fits all of them, like so. There's one, and the final one. Let's drag that out. And then let's move those keyframes. There we go. So I'm going to put one more at the beginning, just where the speed ramp is. I'm going to move that down. I'm going to delete this first keyframe, and I'm going to bring that back. And I'm going to match this with that last keyframe there. And if we play through that now, it's going to lag a little bit once it's rendering. But you should see it's got a very, very subtle blur effect that's hardly even noticeable, to be honest. But it just helps that little bit more to hide the mask transition. And there we go, guys. It really is as simple as that. I've added a small amount of color grading and some letterboxing in Premiere, and this is what we've ended up with. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you did and you want to show me some support, please drop a like on the video, smash that like button for me, let me know down in the comments section below if you have any questions or if you've got stuck at any point, and I'll do my very best to help you out. Also, let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos you'd like to see me make. Subscribe for more content like this coming very soon, and make sure you've hit that bell button as well, otherwise YouTube will not notify you when I've uploaded a video. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video.